Okay, here we go. Hey, thanks for registering and checking out this presentation of the Expert's Guide to create an amazing elevator speech to get more referrals now. My name is Rick Silva. Been teaching networking for 15 years. I've had over 6,000 one-on-one coffee meetings, facilitated well over 1,200 referral group meetings. I've heard over 20,000 elevator speeches and basically spent my entire professional networking life trying to figure out why are some people successful at networking and some people aren't. The biggest thing I found is improper elevator speech that doesn't govern and use the laws properly. And we're going to go over those laws. What laws is he talking about? I'll tell you what laws I'm talking about shortly. So again, thank you. Welcome. Here we go. Before we get too deep, I'm going to be sending you this, and some of you are watching this live, some of you are watching this on recording. I highly recommend you have a pen and paper, or you have, if you have another screen, open up your screen, open up Microsoft Word. I don't do seminars, I do workinars, and if people aren't taking notes, then I'm not doing my job. So we're doing a workinar, we're going to work. We're going to craft an elevator speech together right now. So I'm going to go at a speed you might not be able to keep up, but when you have the recording, you'll be able to hit pause and pause it, okay? But grab a pen and paper. All right, so here's what we're going to cover. We'll cover the law of attraction in detail. We're going to cover the RAS, the reticular activating system, and then we are going to go step by step and craft your 60-second elevator speech. Now, I need to go over the laws that govern life, you deserving referrals, and how to tap into people's minds, or the elevator speech is not going to work. And then you're going to go to events, you're going to go to networking events and go, networking events don't work, referral groups don't work, I never get anything from them. I have referral partners and I never get referrals from them. It's generally not them. It's an elevator speech that doesn't do the job it's supposed to do. And I'm going to help you craft one that does the job it's supposed to do. So we're going to do all of that. Now, right into it. We're going to talk about the seen and the unseen. We're going to get a little crazy here. We're going to get a little space agey. I have to get the mind right, your mind right, before we can craft the elevator speech. So we're going to talk about the seen and the unseen, the heard and the not seen. So I want you to imagine you had two tuning forks, okay? And you strike one tuning fork and it starts to ring, the key of A. And you take another tuning fork, which is the key of A, and you put it next to that tuning fork. It's the first one you struck is going to make the non-ringing tuning fork start to sing. So if you have one key of A and you strike it and put another key of A next to it, it will start the key of A ringing, and they will ring in harmony. Now, if you strike the key of A and then you put a tuning fork that's the key of D and put the key of D next to the key of D will knock it out, and they will both stop ringing because they don't resonate with each other. I want you to imagine two gears, maybe the gears in your transmission, how perfectly they sync to make your car move. If you change the size of the gear so it doesn't match, as soon as it spins, it grinds to a pulp. I just want you to hold that in your mind. If it resonates, it works great. If it doesn't resonate, it grinds to a pulp. Just hold on to that for me. If you look at the second line on your screen, it says, two people, the man or woman who makes you feel, and let's fill in the blanks. Have you ever stood next to someone and you go, that guy gives me the willies? He puts off a weird vibe. I don't feel comfortable around that guy. Something, guy or gal, whatever. Every time I get around that person, I don't feel right. This is the seen, or felt, I should say, felt, but not seen. See, when the tuning forks are making the sound, do you see the sound? No. But the sound is there in the air. If you have a tuning fork and you put it near another tuning fork, it'll either start it up or turn it, or it'll be turned off. That sound that's resonating through the air, you can't see it, but it's there. When you get near somebody, they don't make you feel comfortable. You feel uncomfortable around that person. You can't see it, but it's there. So we have to believe there are things in the air that we can't see, but we can feel and hear. You have to have this in your mind to craft a good elevator speech. You have to understand resonation. Some things make people attracted to you, some things repel. Now, if you're in certain industries where they teach you to sell to every person you meet, you're probably a repellent. If you have an elevator speech that educates people and empowers them, I'm going to say it again, if it educates people and empowers them, then you're going to get referrals. If you're out cold calling, doing any kind of lead generating, and you're not getting and you're getting business from that, but every time you go out and you're meeting with clients or you're meeting with power partners or you're going to networking groups or networking events and you're not getting referrals, you're doing something to repel and not attract. I'm going to teach you how to attract in this elevator speech. This is this slide here. This is something you can read on your own. We're not going to go over that right now. Another definition of a law of attraction is I attract my life, whatever I give my attention, energy, and focus to, whether wanted or unwanted. We're going to use the law of attraction to attract people to us. Now, the laws of networking. So Brian Tracy has a book called The 100 Laws, The 100 Unbreakable Laws of Business Success. I went through that book. There are 6 laws that you must follow to have success in networking. The law of attraction, the law of reciprocity, the law of mutual exchange, the law of increasing returns, the law of abundance, and Parkinson's law. I go over those in great detail on the Coffee Meeting Millionaire Essentials course. That's a 10-hour course. We're strictly talking today about the law of attraction, and then we're going to craft our elevator speech. Now, there are laws in the world. Guess what? There's only one law you can break. Only one. You're allowed to break this law. I'm giving you permission to break this law. When you're in an airplane, it's called breaking the law of gravity. That's the only law you can break when you're flying in an airplane. Other than that, if I just back up real quick and go back to here, you cannot break these laws and expect to have a thriving business. You cannot expect to get a ton of referrals or be in business for many, many years if you're breaking these laws, because no one's going to want to be around you. Okay. Now, when you get what I'm about to teach you, this is going to make you rich. This has made me millions and millions of dollars, and I hope it does the same thing for you. So, obviously, I can't hear your responses, so let's play along anyway, and I'll pretend like I know what you're about to say. So look at the screen and tell me what that is. And the response is it's an acorn. And the only joke I have built into this is it's actually not an acorn. It's a wood carving of an acorn, but it certainly looks like an acorn. But let's go with acorn, okay? Now, when I plant this acorn into the ground, what grows? And I wish I could do this interactively with you so you could all respond back. But the answer is an oak tree. I plant an acorn into the ground, I get an oak tree. Why not a lemon tree? Why not a rose bush? Why not a pine tree? I want you to think about that for a second. Why not a rose bush when I plant an acorn in the ground? The answer is that the acorn is genetically programmed to grow an oak tree only. It's genetically programmed inside to grow an oak tree. Now, inside of this, there is not a little tiny tree. I promise you, if you cut this open, there's not a little tree in there. What's in there is the potential to grow a tree. The potential to grow a tree. Now, plant the acorn in the ground, and I want you to remember the tuning forks. It's a vibrational function inside the seed that's resonating at a certain key. Trust me, this is important. It sounds crazy right now, but the elevator speech has to do what I'm explaining right now. In the water are things that are vibrating. In the soil and from the sun are things that are vibrating. If they are vibrating at the same key as the potential energy inside of the acorn, then the energy from the water, from the soil, and from the sun flies into the seed. And guess what? That grows. Then you get your oak tree from that little seed. Because things in the water, in the soil, and from the sun that create an oak tree fly into the seed. They are attracted to the seed. They fly into the seed, and then roots grow, and then it sprouts, and then you get the tree. That is your referral business. You are looking at your referral business. Now, this seed, we plant it in the ground, in the water, in the soil, from the sun, that creates a rose bush, is repelled from the seed. If it creates a pine tree, it's repelled from the seed. If it creates, I don't know, a lemon tree, it's repelled. Only the things that vibrate at the same level inside of that seed are attracted to it, and it goes flying up in the air. Now, I'm going to explain to you why most people fail in networking. This is why they fail. Because they have the seed, and one day they're a plumber, and the next day they're a librarian, and the next day they're selling insurance, and the next day they're a financial planner. They never let the weed, they never let the roots grow. The other reason, because they're vague and they're bouncing around and they don't even know what they're looking for. Their goals aren't clear. If their goals aren't clear, you can't attract people. The other biggie is an elevator speech that's too vague. The elevator speech where people go, hey, Roy, my name's Rick. I'm a real estate agent. Perfect client for me. Anybody looking for a home? Hey, Bill, my name's Rick. I'm a mortgage lender. Good client for me. Anybody looking for a loan? The use of the words anyone or anybody is this seed today saying I want to be a lemon tree, tomorrow saying I want to be a rose bush, the next day it's saying I want to be a pine tree. Will it grow? The answer is no. This seed is dying to be an oak tree. Its sole focus is to be an oak tree. It's not vague. It doesn't have a broad spectrum of things it wants to be. It wants to be an oak tree. It's resonating at the vibration of what's in the water, the soil, and the sun to fly into it and create that. Vague elevator speech, switching up what you do all the time, saying, hey, everybody's a good client for me. Everybody needs a home, or everybody needs insurance. Everybody needs a loan. Everybody needs a financial planner. That's how it's going to stay. It will not grow. You will not build a referral-based practice. Let's move on. Hopefully you understand that. You have to become the seed, and guess what? You have the seed in your brain stem, and I'm about to show it to you. I want to talk to you one more thing about the heard but not seen. So I want you to think about a radio station. And if I was holding radio in my hand and I tuned it to rock and roll would play. If I tuned it to classical music would play. Whatever radio station I tune it to, if I tune it to the news will start playing. So I want you all to take your right hand and hold it up with your palm up in the air. And I want to congratulate you. You are holding rock and roll in your hand. You're holding news in your hand. You're holding whatever kind of music you want in your hand. Now, that radio, when you tune it into a station, it's tuning into a certain vibrational level in the air that pulls that station into the radio. It's in the air. It's right in front of you. You're holding it with your right hand right now. You're holding the music, but it has to go into a component to create sound, which is the radio. Guess what? Your brainstem has, you can either look at this as the radio, or you can look at this as the acorn. However you want to look at it. This is the radio, or this is the acorn. This is called the reticular activating system. It is in your brainstem. You have this. I am going to teach you how to program other people's radio station to send you referrals. I want you to think about that, how exciting that is, because we're going to do it right now. We are going to program other people's radio station to our station so we get referrals from them. All right. I want to give you an example of how the reticular activating system works. This has happened to all of you. Don't say it hasn't happened, because this happened to everyone. You have thought about a topic. More specifically, you thought about a certain type of car. You wanted to buy a certain kind of car, or you bought a certain kind of car, and then you went outside, and everywhere you look, you see that car. You were thinking about buying a gray BMW, and you walk outside, you're driving around, everywhere you look are gray BMWs. It's happened to everybody. You think about a certain kind of car, you go out and you say, man, I'm seeing that car everywhere. Let me promise you this, you're not that powerful. They were already there. All of those cars were always there. Your reticular activating system just decided to tap into that energy force and see them. They were always there. Now, you go to the grocery store and you're walking down the aisle and you grab the peanut butter, and then you walk on and you go grab the next ingredient or whatever you have on your grocery list, and then you go find the jelly. You go back and the jelly was right next to the peanut butter, but you didn't grab it because you were going down the list. You go, I'm so stupid. Why didn't I grab the jelly? I was just here. You're not stupid. You have a reticular activating system, which is a single-minded, focused, whatever we call it, thing in the brainstem. That single-minded focus is exactly how the seed works. The seed one day wants to be a lemon tree, then a pine tree, then a redwood tree. It'll never grow. The reason we can have success and use it to tap into other people's minds and have success because we have this reticular activating system. We just need to learn how to fire it. Rick, what's the point of all this acorn stuff? I think I've just explained it. I don't know how much better I can explain it, but your introduction has got to be laser specific to fire the reticular activating system and take advantage of the law of attraction in the minds of your potential referral sources. Now, guess what? Let's party. We're now going to start crafting our elevator speech. This is where you're going to need your pen and paper. Step 1, please write down on the top of your page the numbers 160 to 180. 160 to 180. That's first step. 160 to 180. All right. This is why. The average person speaks 160 to 180 words a minute. And I was joking with somebody recently. He said you got to have an elevator speech, but it's not for 40 floors. It's for 8 floors, or it's for an escalator. It's not for a mile. They don't need to be super duper long. I'm going to help you craft a 60-second introduction today. The average person speaks 160 to 180 words. So when you type this up, if it's 60 words, it's too short. If it's 230 words, it's too long. 160 to 180 words. All right. Step 1, write this down. If you don't know the answers to these questions, then we're going to be in trouble. Step 1, write down your name and company name. Write down your name and company name. And I'm not going to go at the exact speed of you writing it because you can always stop this recording, rewatch it. Now we got step 1 done. Congratulations. Step 2, I want you to write down, what do you do, sell, offer, specialize in? What do you do, sell, offer, specialize in? Now again, I'm not going to sit here while you fill the whole thing out, but write this down. Look at the screen and write that down. What do I sell? What do I offer? What do I specialize in? Write that down. What do I do, sell, offer, specialize in? Go either type it or write it as fast as you can because we're going to scoot along here. What do you do, sell, offer, specialize in? Now, your name and company name and what do you do, sell, offer, specialize in, I want you to understand that part 1 and part 2 are features, and then it's heartbreaking, I know, but no one cares. No one cares about you. No one cares about what you do. No one cares you've been in business for 40 years. No one cares you've been in business for 30 years. Nobody cares how many awards you've won. They're features. People care about benefits. Benefits. The silliest one, but it makes the most sense, is nobody goes to the store to buy a drill. Not a man alive has ever gone to the store to buy a drill. He's going to the store to buy a hole. The drill is what makes the hole. Telling people all about how awesome the drill is means nothing. When they drill the hole so they can run the electricity to their new hot tub means everything. Feature, drill, no one cares. Benefit, hot tub, that's what people care about. So don't go on and on and on. Your name and your company and what do you do? That's it. No one cares any more than that. So make it short. We need room for the important stuff, which is coming up now. I'm going to put these 3 phrases before you write any of them down. I want you to just read it or listen along with me real quick. When doing business with me, by the way, at the end of this, I'm going to give you example elevator speeches to help you with the pace of how these go. But for right now, when doing business with me, when doing business with my company, when hiring me, I want you to look at that and then pick the one that resonates the most with you. You could have when doing business with our company, when hiring us. It's whatever you want. I'm just giving you 3 examples. Pick the one that makes you feel the best. We're going to set up a sentence with this. When doing business with me, when doing business with my company, when hiring me. Pick one and write that one down for now. And when you have that one written down, I want you to finish it with this. My clients benefit in some of the following ways. I'm literally, the only way I could do more for you is if I came to your home and was sitting next to you and writing it for you and interviewing you. So this is as close as we're going to get to word for word. So right now we have our name and company name. We have what we do. And we either have, when doing business with me, my clients benefit in some of the following ways, or we have, when doing business with my company, my clients benefit in some of the following ways, or when hiring me, my clients benefit in some of the following ways. All right, hopefully you have that because we are moving on to the meat. Now, okay, so I'm going to start with one. Okay, so this I call the vampire. This is the vampire technique. I'm going to use these benefit statements to draw out of you what I need. So I call it the vampire. We're going to suck this out of you. All right. So I'm going to put them all on the screen because everybody writes at a different speed. If you write these down, I'm going to teach you how to answer them. And right about now, I'm going to be cutting in a video of me standing in front of my whiteboard showing you. So when you get the full version of this, those of you that are watching it, you're laughing right now, but you'll get the full video version. I want you to write these 7 statements down. Make them money, save them money, save them time, reduce their stress, make them feel secure, make them feel good, make them look good. I'll give you a minute here. Go as fast as you can. Make them money, save them time. Sorry, we'll go in order. Make them money, save them money, save them time, reduce their stress, make them feel secure, make them feel good, make them look good. If you're running behind, if I don't give you enough time to take notes, take a picture of the screen. You are going to get a copy of this, and some of you are watching this live. Some of you are watching this on recourse, so just pause it. Just pause the screen. Now, I want you to make an asterisk next to 2 or 3 things that you really do for your clients. So I'm going to back up here. Now, if you're a massage person, for instance, your asterisks, 3 at the absolute most, are going to be 4 through 7. If you're a real estate agent, you're going to be in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 area: financial planner, insurance agent, mortgage lender. That's the 4 core, by the way. The 4 core of the networking world is real estate agent, mortgage lender, financial planner, insurance agent. Some of you are going to be in the 3, 4, 5, 6, but most people are in the 1, 2, 3, 4, or in the 4, 5, 6, 7. It's very few people that if I sat with them, they're going to go, no, Rick, I make them money, I save them money, and I make them look good to their wife. No, they did not hire you for that. I want you to think about why they hired you. Why do people pay you money? Why do they pay you money? And they put an asterisk next to it because, Rick, I make the money, I save money, and I reduce their stress. Awesome. Put an asterisk next to 1, 2, and 4. Rick, I save them money, insurance. I save them time. I come to them, and I make them feel secure if their house burns down that they're covered. Good. You're 1, 2, 5, or they're 1, 3, 5. What people pay you money for is what I want you to put an asterisk next to on the left-hand side. 3 at the absolute most. All right, we're going to move on now. Hopefully you got that. So now that you have the 3 asterisks, you're not going to do this now because I'm not going to pause that long. But I want you to write down how you do each of those 2 or 3 things you put an asterisk next to. So let's go back over. If you make the money, I want 1 sentence how. If you save them money, 1 sentence how. Save them time, once on, and I'm going to read them all. Save them time, 1 sentence how you save them time. Reduce their stress, 1 sentence. Make them feel secure, 1 sentence. Make them feel good, 1 sentence. Make them look good, 1 sentence. But I only want you to write down the sentences of the 3 top reasons people pay you. All right. Home stretch here. We're getting there. We are now done with part 3. We've got 3 of the 4 parts done already. Congratulations. You already have a better elevator speech than 95% of the people you ever meet. I'm now going to teach you how to take that information and program people's minds through the reticular activating system so you get more referrals. All right. So now I need you to write down, and I'm going to show you at the end, guys, I'm going to show you how to put all this together. So if you're getting a little overwhelmed, don't worry. All we've done so far is wrote down our name and company name. We've written down what we do, and we've written down 3 things people can benefit from. That's it. That's all we've done. Real simple. And I'm going to show you at the end how to put it all together. But I need the title of the person who hires you. It has to be specific. Now, take a look at 1 through 5. Anywhere in there, do you see the words anyone? Anyone who owns a home, anyone who needs insurance, anyone who needs a financial planner, anyone who needs a loan. Do you see that? You do not see that because vague will not grow the oak tree in the acorn, and vague will not fire a reticular activating system to get you referrals. That's the bottom line. So I need you to write down the title. If it's more than 1, write it down. If you're a real estate agent, you're number 1, you are number 3, and you're number 5, primarily. Yes, I understand all those other ones. But if you're a real estate agent, get real. The people who hire you are homeowners, first-time home buyers, and investors, and also number 3, friends and family members of other people. Are they a business owner? Yes. You're not firing the reticular activating system properly if you're using that, and you're not using number 4. If you're an insurance agent writing auto insurance, then it's friend, family member, team driver. Get as specific as you can. If you sell insurance to businesses, you're number 2. You're number 4. So you need to get realistic with who hires you. I know some of you say, well, CEOs of companies hire me and I'm a real estate. No. That CEO of the company at that moment in time becomes either an investor or a homeowner / home buyer. That's what he is. So if you sell to businesses, you're number 2 and 4. If you sell to people, insurance, P&C insurance, auto and home, just look at, I need you to write specific, not numbers, I need you to write specific titles. So if you do real estate, write down homeowner, first time home buyer, and investor. If we sell to business owners, write down business owner. That's it. Just write down business owner. It's simple. Okay, hopefully you have some titles written down. We're going to use those shortly. We're going to put this all together. We're going to take all these puzzle pieces and we're going to create this beautiful puzzle. Now, I need you to write down, this is, okay, I want to make very clear. If you do real estate, this is where you're going to put the size of the home or the dollar amount. So if I use a real estate agent, I'm going to back up and I'm going to use number one and say a homeowner who is looking for a home, 1 bedroom to 3 bedrooms in these certain cities. Or I'm looking for a homeowner who is interested in investing in condos and homes between $300,000 and $1.5 million. Do you see how specific that is? It doesn't say I'm looking for anybody who needs a home. No, it's specific. Now, if I'm selling to number 4, and I'm an IT guy, for instance, an IT guy would say a great client for me is a CEO of a company with 25 to 50 employees in XYZ area. Do you see how specific that is? It's not, hey, everybody, I'm a real estate agent. Look for anybody who wants to buy a home. I had a dentist in one of our groups. Hey, everybody, good client for you. Anybody who has teeth. I've heard chiropractors say, hey, everybody, anybody who's got a spine. So you're not firing the reticular activating system, and that's that acorn going to sit there and it's going to laugh at you. The more specific we are, the more referrals we are going to get. It's because of the reticular activating system. The toughest ones to get this across to real estate, Rick, everybody needs a home. Why would I want to be specific? I want to be vague because I want to get everybody. You'll get nobody. You're not making 7 figures going up. Everybody you meet and go, hey, I'm looking for anybody needs a home. Anybody needs a home. Anybody needs a home. Not going to happen. So let me back up right here. All right, you write down a couple titles, and then I want you to get specific. If you call in homeowners, I want the couple cities that you sell in, the size of the home, and the number of bedrooms. If you sell P&C insurance to fleets, awesome. How many cars in the fleet? There's something else I want you to think about. I've heard financial planners say, perfect client for me is one of your friends or family members who has minimum of $100,000 in investable funds. I've heard financial planners say minimum $2 million in investable funds. I've also heard some financial planners say anybody who needs investment advice. And then they come up to me and they say, Rick, I'm getting the wrong types of referrals. And I go, well, let's talk about that. People keep sending me people who have $10,000. I go, so people are sending you, because sometimes people will say, hey, people don't know how to refer. They're not great referral sources. They don't know how to referral. They keep sending me people with $10,000, and I need people who have at least $100,000. Whose fault is that? You didn't tell anybody that. I had a financial planner in my groups for years, and he finally came up to me and he goes, I think something's wrong with my elevator speech. And I sat with him. He goes, well, I only work with people who have at least $1 million. I go, I've known you for years. I've never heard you say that. So in his elevator speech, he changed it to a perfect client for me is an executive in a company or someone who's self-employed. I should say a friend or family member who's self-employed. Actually, you can say someone if you're qualifying it. So someone who's self-employed. Just don't say someone or anyone. Someone who's self-employed or a CEO of a company who has minimum of $1 million liquid. His referral business took off. Because now he's getting the right types of referrals and he's more specific. So you got to be specific. So we're about to move on here, and we're going to put this together now. So hopefully you have this written out, size or dollar amount or whatever it is for you. Now, here's how you put it together. We're going to create quotes now. And then we're going to put it together. Let's create the quotes first. The quotes are how you fire the reticular activating system. You got to be specific, then you got to hit them with the quotes. We're getting close to getting, we're 3/4 of the way, and we'll be done. This is how you're going to set it up. A perfect client for me is if you hear A. So write this down. Don't do the rest just for right now. A perfect client for me is if you hear A. Write that down. A perfect client for me is if you hear A. Now I'm going to back up. I'm going to show you how to fill this in. And then we're going to be 7/8 of the way done. A perfect client for me is if you hear A. Stop there. A perfect client for me is if you hear A. Now, look at this screen, and I want you to look at the titles you wrote down and put one of the titles in that blank spot. A perfect client for me is if you hear A, homeowner, or a first-time homebuyer. Now, I want you to understand, you're going to have about 25 elevator speeches when you're done. We're gonna do one right now. So pick one on the screen. A perfect client for me is if you hear A, business owner, a new business owner, a first-time homebuyer, a friend, family member, CEO, investor. Pick one quickly. One more time. A perfect client is if you hear A, pick one, and then finish it off. Say any of the following. A perfect client for me is if you hear a first-time homebuyer say any of the following. Perfect client for me is if you're a friend or family member, say any of the following. Perfect client for me is if you hear a CEO of a company with 25 to 40 employees say any of the following. A perfect client for me is if you hear a friend or a family member with at least $1 million in investable assets say any of the following. A perfect client for me is a business owner with a fleet of cars say any of the following. I will be more than happy to help you craft your elevator speech down to the word. I have a very, very special offer for you at the end of this if you want me to basically build this for you. Okay? Now, we are now going to create quotes, and then we'll be done. So we have a sentence that says a perfect client for me is if you hear a first-time home buyer say any of the following. Whatever it is for you. I need you to write down word for word quotes that I'm going to hear those two people say to each other that's going to make me think of you. So I'm going to give you examples here, okay? And I'm going to give you examples for the core 4 industries. And I want you to understand these quotes are what dig into the reticular activating system. So I want you to always remember every one of these starts with a perfect client for me is if you hear A, you fill in the blank, say any of the following. This is for real estate agent. You should have dozens of these. I'm going to give you 4 if you're a real estate agent. Perfect client for me is if you hear a friend or family member or a client say, I'm getting divorced. I have been renting and I think it's time to buy. I'm an empty nester. It's time to downsize. We need to help our parents sell their home. I need to help my mom sell her home. We're putting her in a retirement home. These are what I'm looking for. And then I'm going to give you an entire elevator speech. We're going to take all of these pieces we've been covering and put it into one elevator speech. Woohoo! The mortgage lender would say things like a perfect client for me is if you're a homeowner, say, I wonder if I have a good rate on my loan. A friend or family member say, I need to see what kind of home I qualify for. An investor say, I'm thinking about buying a rental property. A friend or family member say, I'm getting divorced and it looks like I'm going to need to buy my own home, and on and on and on. The financial planner would say things like a perfect client for me is if you hear a friend or family member say, I need better returns on my money. I'm not sure my financial planner has my best interest in mind. Oh my God, my 401k looks like a 201k. The insurance agent is asking you to look for things like, God, my auto insurance is killing me. The rates are outrageous. I don't know about you, but I can never get my insurance agent on the phone. I got into an accident. I'm not happy with how my agent took care of me. They treated me as a number. They didn't treat me as a human being. I want a new insurance agent. So obviously I went too fast here to write these down. Click pause, play it back. I'm now going to give you, and I read these to you in my cadence, so you can now hear what I just helped you create. You're going to see it when you build it. Here's a couple of mine. I'm going to give you a few. Hey everybody, my name is Rick Silva. I'm the president and founder of B2B Gathering. B2B Gathering is a professional business networking company that hosts monthly meetings to help professionals earn more referrals. Some of the ways my groups help my clients would be they are once a month, they are no food, they're 1/3 of the cost of other groups. A perfect referral for me would be if you hear a small business owner, salesperson saying the following: my current networking group, the price is raising again. It's way too expensive. The weekly grind of my current networking group is wearing me out. My networking group meets too early. I constantly have to drop my kids off. I can't make the meeting. So that's one of my personal elevator speeches. This is the one for my networking groups for the last 15 years. This is the one that I use if I'm in a discussion with my wife's land investing business. So here's my other elevator speech for that. Hello, my name is Rick Silva. I'm a power partner for my wife's land investing company. When working with us, we help investors diversify their portfolios. There are houses and stocks, but there's also land which, if done properly, can be the most lucrative investment on earth, pun intended. A perfect client for me would be when you hear a friend, family member, or client saying the following: I want to diversify my portfolio. I'm sick of tenants, toilets, termites, and trouble. I'm selling an investment property. I need to do a 1031 exchange. So I'm going to back up real quick, and I'm going to break this out for you. Part 1, name and company name. Part 2, what do you do? Part 3, what are some of the benefits? Part 4, what's a good client? On this one, I didn't put my wife's company in, but it doesn't matter. If I was doing it live, I would have it. I'm just not going to put it on recording. My name, what do I do? The company, benefits, and then this is the most important. The quotes are the most important. Now, I told you I was going to make you a special offer, and this is the offer. And I want to explain what I'm offering you for 99 bucks, which is, this is comical. I've critiqued thousands and thousands of elevator speeches. If you're interested, watch this video as many times as you need to. I want you to type your elevator speech word for word. I want you to email it to me. I will sit and I will break it apart and I'll put it back together and I will make it absolutely perfect for you. And then I'm going to stand in front of my camera and I'm going to read to you your completed elevator speech. I'm also going to email you the final product. I'm going to email you the typed version. I'm going to stand in front of a video camera. I'm going to videotape myself doing your elevator speech. I'm going to post it on my YouTube channel. Okay? If you don't see the value in that, I don't know what to tell you, but it's 99 bucks. The elevator speech leads into the foundation of your network. You need the elevator speech, and then at that point, you pretty much qualify to then work your way into my Coffee Meeting Essentials course, the Mastery course, and one-on-one coaching. Thank you very much for watching this. If you're interested in the $99 offer, watch this, send me your elevator speech, and I just need your credit card for the 99 bucks. Everyone, thank you very much for being on this presentation. I hope you learned something. It's made me a fortune. It's made me wealthy. It's made other people wealthy. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.